If you're still debating whether or not the Galaxy S24 Ultra is worth it, then you have come to the right place. Today I got 3 reasons why I think it is worth it, and I'll talk you through some reasons why I think it might not be worth it. So first of all, if you are a hardcore Samsung fan, you always want the latest and greatest, the best phone that Samsung has to offer. You buy a phone every single year, regardless if they raise the price by $100 or not. This year it cost $1,300. The prior years, the Ultra model have always cost $1,200. So if you identify yourself as that guy or girl and you buy the phone regardless, don't let me stop you from greatness. If you think it's worth it, then you do you. Don't let me tell you otherwise. So that's the first bucket of people. So the next group of people are people who like to look for value. And I think if you had any flagship phone over the last 3 to 4 years, you can probably hold off on getting the Galaxy S24 Ultra because your phone is likely still working fine and it's not going to be any major differences just in terms of performances. Unless you're coming from a Galaxy S10 or older where you're no longer getting software support, then the Galaxy S24 will be a great update for you because it's been more than 4 years at this point. Third group of people where this phone might be worth it is for people who have been lifelong iPhone users and ready to make a switch. If you are one of those person, you buy a brand new iPhone every single year and realize that you're getting the same exact thing. You're ready to try something new and come to the dark side, abandon all your blue bubbles, friends and families, and you want to try a phone that is feature packed with so many things that you can do on it that you probably won't even use all the features, from S Pen to DeX, and the list goes on. And if you want to see one of the best that Android has to offer, it's probably worth it just for the one time if you're ready to make the switch. I think life is too short to get stuck into one ecosystem without giving any of the other choices a chance. So if you do have the opportunity to do so, I would recommend just trying it at least once. Not to say that Samsung's last 5 generations phones are that much different. If you keep staying in the same ecosystem, you will see a bigger change if you move from one OS to another. So worth a try if you're willing to play with something different. Before jumping into some of the reasons why you want to stay away from the Galaxy S24 Ultra, just want to give a quick shout out to my partner Mint Mobile. Currently they offer 5G plan for as low as $15 a month. You get access to high-speed data, talk and text. It is a limited time offer. You do have to buy 3 months up front, but overall it's still a great deal, so make sure to check them out. Link in the description below. So here are some of the reasons why you should stay away from the S24 Ultra. If you already have the S23 Ultra, I would hold off. You're going to be getting a lot of the AI tricks anyways. No need to trade your phone, get half the price back, and then buy this brand new $1,300 phone. And a lot of time when these new phones come out, they always have all these quote unquote amazing trade-in deals where you basically have to turn in your S23 Ultra, but you lose half the value. Last year you already paid $1,200, so even if you get the S24 Ultra for $600, you still pay $1,800 over the course of 2 years. So don't lose sight of what you paid initially when you're seeing all these crazy trade-in deals. S22 Ultra, if you already have that, I mean that phone, the chip was pretty bad. It tends to run hot, but you're going to be getting a lot of the AI tricks as well, so I would probably hold off. And if your phone is dying quickly, just buy a $10 portable battery charger. No need to drop $1,300 on a brand new S24 Ultra. If you have the Galaxy S21 Ultra, you can probably hold off as well. There's nothing really revolutionary about the S24 Ultra if you really think about it. There's a lot of small quality of life improvements. One of my favorite features is just being able to type in the shower. So even if the phone is wet, there's droplets of water in the phone, you can still use it normally. So I think that's pretty useful. Sometimes I have thoughts in the shower or want to change a song or a podcast in the middle of my shower. Now I can do that easily with the Galaxy S24 Ultra or any of the S24s that I wasn't able to do so in the past. S20 Ultra. This is at the borderline, but you can probably still squeeze another year or 2 out of the S20 Ultra if you really wanted to. But essentially you're going to be getting the S Pen with the S24 Ultra, and you're going to lose micro SD from your Galaxy S20 Ultra. So it all depends which one is more important to you. I would argue the micro SD is more important. I don't really use the S Pen that often. And it's always nice to having more internal storage, such as extra videos, music. If you go on long trips, everything's already downloaded offline. You don't gotta worry about streaming, seeing you have good connections. And I'm personally still happy with my base Galaxy S20, which is still getting quarterly security updates, surprisingly. When it was first released back then, I think they were only offering 3 or 4 years of software and security updates. Since then, they're still pushing it a little bit longer. So I'm pretty happy with that. And hot take, I don't think the camera quality is really that much different from the S20 compared to the S24. So if you're getting it just for the camera alone, I would probably hold off. There hasn't been any major significant changes. And with the Galaxy S24 Ultra this year, it is boxier. I feel like it hurts more to hold in the hand. Maybe you get a case, it might help with that. But the Ultra phone in general is not really the best value that you can get. You're just squeezing in all these little bit of extra features that the enthusiasts would like and appreciate, like the Quad HD, the S Pen, the titanium, the Gorilla Glass armor, the 100x zooms, these macro modes. But a lot of normal everyday people might not need that, so the base model might be better for you. And I actually prefer having a smaller phones compared to these bigger phones. It's just much harder to handle. Even though they're called Pros and Ultra, they're loaded with more features. The base model is just more convenient for most normal everyday people. I compare it to cars. So if you get a Toyota Camry, that gives you the best value, anywhere from 30, 40 grand. It works for the majority of people in the world. Or you can buy a Lamborghini for 200 grand. They're both still cars at the end of the day. The Lambo is faster. It can go up to 200 miles per hour or whatever. But on the highway, the speed limit in most areas are 50 to 70 miles. So you can have all these power, but you don't use it, or you don't really get to use that often. Some people appreciate that. Some people don't. Maybe you can go to a race course or something. But the regular cars are the better fit for the most people. The base model is the better fit for most people as well with cell phones. Just give a quick recap. I wouldn't get the Ultra model if you don't want to spend $1,300 on a phone. Me personally, once a phone crosses that $1,000 threshold, that is kind of where I draw the line. I mean, just because I have a YouTube channel, I do phone reviews. I usually just get them just to try them anyways for review purposes. But if I was a normal consumer and I had to buy one of these phones for the long run, I typically prefer to spend less than $1,000 for a cell phone. If you don't use the S Pen, you don't need Quad HD, you don't need 100x zoom, you don't care about Gorilla Armor Glass or titanium, just get a tempered screen protector or a good case. That will do the job just as well. If you don't like large phones, then I wouldn't get the Ultra for any of those reasons if they're not helpful for you. And I find the Galaxy S24 Ultra hard to recommend just on price alone because the OnePlus 12 exists in the world. That phone costs $800. It offers the same chip, better battery, faster charging with the brick included in the box. It has comparable cameras, a slightly bigger screen, higher peak brightness, higher PWM. It does a lot of things better and it costs $500 less. So if you really want a big phone that is a powerhouse with a great battery and has great value, I think you should consider looking at the OnePlus 12 instead of the S24 Ultra. Although the Ultra got the S Pen going for them, they got slightly better water resistant, and I guess Samsung UI if you're a big fan of that. But you guys let me know if you think the Ultra model is worth it for the extra $100 increase this year from $1,200 to $1,300. Let me know you think if it's worth $500 more than the base Galaxy S24 model. And what phone you're coming from, you plan to upgrade. Any other thoughts or comments, feel free to leave them below. Appreciate the time as always. Remember to like and subscribe. Please check out my last video where I talked about if the Galaxy S24 Ultra is too big or not, if you're curious to hear my thoughts on that. And see you guys over there.